From California, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank the witnesses for being here today and for the great work that you do in your public service. As was stated, started in March of 2020, the spread of COVID-19 crippled the global economy. We lost 22 million jobs in this country, 2.7 million of those from my home state of California. 22 million lives disrupted, 22 million individuals wondering how they're going to pay their bills or put food on the table, as Mr. Neal's constituent letter gave credence to. In response, Congress acted in an unprecedented bipartisan manner to quickly deliver desperately needed relief to families, workers, and businesses across all of our communities. This included a temporary payment increase for unemployment benefits and emergency relief for small businesses, such as restaurants. It's estimated that these measures kept more than 5 million people out of poverty in 2020 and 6 million more in 2021. Because of what we did, our constituents were able to pay their rent, purchase groceries, and keep the lights on. And these dollars were spent locally, multiplying across the community, keeping businesses open. This support provided vital proved vital to our communities and foundational to our economic recovery. Because of our efforts, by July 2022, all jobs lost during the pandemic had been recovered. And just last Friday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that the unemployment rate is 3.4%, the lowest since 1969. Sadly, my Republican colleagues are using today's hearing to smear critical benefit to American workers rather than propose any sort of agenda or idea on their own to address these issues. Fraud happened. No one is disputing that, and no one on this dais supports fraud. I think fraud is bad, and we should go after it in this case and in any other instance. But my Republican colleagues seem more interested in disparaging the underlying program. Every single House Republican voted against the $2 million for states and federal agencies to fight fraud and recover those taxpayer dollars that we're talking about today. These are the very tools that enabled our witnesses today to do their good work. They're to crack down on this fraud. It's important. Unfortunately, this sounds less about Republicans preventing fraud and more about them, as I said, disparaging a program that kept millions of families afloat and provided a powerful stimulus to our economic recovery. Mr. Dorado, during the pandemic, unemployment insurance gave 8,665,000 Californians, including thousands of my constituents, a critical lifeline by keeping them out of poverty until it was safe to return to the workforce. What do the dozens of high-quality research studies GAO reviewed say about the effect that providing UI benefits during the pandemic had on our economic stability?
Yeah, we looked at 30 empirical studies that have been done and found that it was very helpful. The conclusion of the studies was it was very helpful for supporting the economy, keeping the problem from getting worse, and actually providing a lot of assistance to individual people to, as has been mentioned, pay rent, health care, et cetera.
Thank you very much. Mr. Horowitz, you said something in your statement that really caught my attention. You said it's your desire, your mission, your agency's efforts to hold accountable these people that defrauded our government and took this money. I've yet to see many programs where, private or public sector, where fraud isn't in existence. And we see, you can walk across the parking lot out here in the Capitol and see where the bricks that they put in when they remodeled don't match and are all chipped. I was at the border in El Paso last week and I saw where the contractor who built the wall didn't put cement in the iron pilings, and they're able to cut right through them. Are you going to be able to hold these fraudsters accountable and get back a lot of this money?
Congressman, you're right. When you have programs, no matter what the program is, you're going to find fraud. There were several things with the various pandemic programs that exacerbated, like self-certification and, as we've talked about, lack of preparedness given what occurred, when it occurred, and how it occurred. Having said that, we're using every tool Congress has given us, and you've given us a number of important tools to go after fraud. We're going to use criminal tools, we're going to use civil tools, administrative tools, suspension and debarment. We're going to use all of those. Very important, though, that some of those be enhanced, as I mentioned, with the extension of the statute of limitations.
I understand. Thank you for the work. Thank you for your answer, and good luck.
Thank you.
I want to thank the gentleman, and please